It's Oprah Winfrey having some town hall where she had also virtual people watching, an actual live audience watching, and Kamala Harris sitting there like she's Aunt Kamala. And again, we all have seen the video. We've all seen the cringe stuff. We've all seen who she is over the years and how she got to the positions where she is. They're trying to remake her as somebody she's not.
We are an optimistic people. We are an optimistic people. Americans, by character, are people who have dreams and ambitions and aspirations. We believe in what is possible. We believe in what can be. And we believe in...
Normally, she would say, unburdened by what has been, but she stopped herself there. And again, I don't know what she's talking about. She's just saying this stuff because she thinks that's what Americans want to hear. We don't need you to pontificate to us what you think an American is. We all know what we feel an American is and what the opportunities are that we're afforded because we live in this great land. I don't know what this is other than what I just said. This is Oprah trying to put a new face on a face we know.
We believe in what can be, and we believe in fighting for that. That's how we came into being, because the people before us understood that one of the greatest expressions for the love of our country, one of the greatest expressions of patriotism, is to fight for the ideals of who we are.
She didn't say anything. That was a conglomeration of words that, when added together, have no sum. She didn't say anything. She said a bunch of crap that it's almost as if, you know what you would say, or what you would say that to, or who you would say that to? If an alien showed up from a faraway planet and said, "Hello, Earthling, who are you?" You might say, well, here's who we are as a people, and then go through all this gobbledygook that she thinks sounds somehow intelligent. It doesn't. And sort of say, well, we're a land of opportunity, we're a land of ambition, and we're a land of dreams, and those dreams mean our ideals are important, and we fight for that. And you would say that to somebody who had no clue. But that little word salad there was reminiscent for me of when she answered the question, can you tell us what's going on with Ukraine and Russia? Well, Ukraine is a small country in Europe, and Russia is a bigger country in Europe. The bigger country invaded the smaller country. That's basically what she just said there about what it means to be an American. Now, I don't know why that soliloquy was important to her, or why Oprah sat there adoringly like, oh my God, this is so great, the entire time she did it. But I don't think she's getting a voter by saying what she just said, and I don't think it's changing who we know she is. We've seen her with the weird cackle. We've seen her with the weird answers. We've seen her, in fact, in this town hall, she says something really weird about guns that we'll get into as well. But here's this one.
On the way here, when I was coming through the airport, black man stopped me, and he said, I guess he knew I was coming here for something like this. And he goes, well, I'm just tell you, I'm voting for Trump.
Let me ask you something. Oprah's a billionaire. Do you really think she was strolling through the airport and a black man went up to her and said, let me tell you something right now, I'm voting for Trump? Do you think that happened with her security and everybody around her? Do you think she flew into the airport? By the way, she's flying private, I would think. Sam, do you think that happened?
I'm going to say probably not.
I'm going to say it's a reach at best that we're supposed to see Oprah Winfrey as this normal, everyday person flying coach on Southwest. First of all, why would you say that to Oprah? Secondly, nobody gets that close to Oprah. And then there's this.
And ultimately, the question before us is, what kind of country do we want to live in? And the beauty of a democracy, as long as we can hold on to it, the beauty of a democracy is each of us has the power. Each of us has the power to answer that question.
That's right. Everybody on this.
What the hell is she talking about? You have a democracy if you can keep it. That's not the saying. The saying is you have a republic if you can keep it. It is not you have a democracy if you can keep it. It's not. You have a republic if you can keep it. I mean, what are we talking about here? She doesn't even get the quote right. And then Oprah's going, that's right, that's right. And as she's speaking, if you're watching me, you'll see what I'm going to do. If you're listening, I'll tell you. She's speaking. Oprah's giving her the approval, so she starts really She starts really sitting up at the chair. And, yeah, it's a democracy if you can keep it, right? Right? We have this. What are you doing? You weren't doing well. You dancing in your chair didn't help you. And again, she's not saying anything and completely misquotes, who was it, Jefferson that said that? Jefferson or one of our founding fathers. I don't have it right in front of me, but they're saying certainly is not a democracy if you can keep it. Then there's this.
It's very important that we all speak to our friends and our neighbors about misinformation and help them now see how it occurs, where it is occurring.
The queen of misinformation wants you to talk to your friends and neighbors about misinformation. Of course, the woman who says her values haven't changed, but she no longer is going to ban fracking. Her values haven't changed, but she no longer, I think, wants convicted felons, murderers on death row to be able to vote. Her values haven't changed, but she's no longer talking about taxing people on tips and going after them. She now wants to give them no tax on tips. I mean, she is the queen of misinformation. My chat says it was Benjamin Franklin. I believe you. So, again, misquoting our founding fathers, giving some soliloquy about what an American is that was really kind of weird and childish, and then now she's warning us about misinformation. Oh, we're just getting going. She's got a quote about the fact that she so-called owns a gun. I'm not so sure she does. She, as a prosecutor in San Francisco in 2007, said you might be able to have the Second Amendment right to own a gun inside your locked home. That doesn't mean we can't come in there and make sure you're acting responsibly. She literally just blew away the Fourth Amendment, blew away the Second Amendment. She has openly said there would be a mandatory buyback for so-called assault weapons, whatever that is. You can make anything of those. You can say knives are assault weapons if you wanted, and then you can just force us to give it to the government. And again, when you say mandatory buyback, you're talking about forcing people to sell their guns, their Second Amendment protected firearm, to the government. And it's mandatory. You have to do it. She has said that. She has not backed off of that. Then she said something about, we're not taking your guns. I'm a gun owner. She said that in the debate. First time I've heard her say that. And then Oprah brings it up with her again, and Harris says something that might surprise you.
At the debate,
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
I did not know that.
If
And I thought
somebody
that was
breaks in my
powerful.
house, they're getting shot.
Yes, I hear that. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that.
But
My staff will deal with that later.
If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot. You couldn't hear through all the cackling. I'm a gun owner. If somebody breaks in my house, they're going to get shot. And Oprah goes, yes, yes, yes. Oprah's happy that Kamala Harris is looking to shoot somebody who comes into her house. By the way, I'm a legal gun owner as well. I enjoy my Second Amendment right as well. If somebody breaks into my house, they are going to get shot, but I'll be the one shooting them. Kamala Harris won't be shooting anybody. She's got Secret Service that will take the person out. They break into her house. But her saying that, trying to be the regular Second Amendment gun owner, gun-loving person, that is such BS. And even Jim Acosta, who is in the bag for the left, the CNN host that treated Trump like crap for years, covering the White House, wrote a book about it, then got himself an anchor job at CNN because he was so rude and disgusting to the sitting president. Even this guy isn't buying that Kamala Harris has a gun. Listen to what Jim Acosta says as he's interviewing somebody who's from the Kamala Harris camp. He literally asks her, what kind of gun does she have?
She said at one point, well, if somebody tries to break into my home, they're going to get shot. She made that comment, and then she said, well, my staff will go ahead and clean that up. You are on Kamala Harris's staff. Can you give us some more information? I'm just curious from a biographical background, what do we know about this firearm that she owns, and when did she get it?
Yeah, well,
What do we know about the firearm she owns, and when did she get it? Well, Acosta's going to be in trouble because he knows damn well she probably doesn't have one. They don't know when she got one if she has one, and they certainly don't know what kind it is. So let's see this tool of the Harris campaign try to sneak her way out of this answer, because no way she got an answer.
look, she has made it very clear that she staunchly supports the Second Amendment. She supports strong, responsible gun ownership, and she does own a firearm. So I don't know. I can't really comment more than that.
Can't comment more than that. So if you're going to go on the debate stage and tout the praises of the Second Amendment and say that you and Timmy, Weird Timmy, somehow own guns, and then you sit down with Oprah and you say, I'm a gun owner. If somebody breaks into my house, you're getting shot. Well, that's right. They're going to get shot, not by you, but somebody's going to shoot them. But one would think you would at least have the backstory enough. It's like the whole McDonald's story. She worked at McDonald's as a kid. Really? Which McDonald's? How hard would it be to ask McDonald's for their personnel records? Is it true? Or ask the campaign, hey, Harris says she worked for McDonald's. Will you tell the company it's okay to release her work records? We'd like to see when she worked there. That'd be simple, right? Now, if you're going to say that you own a gun, you should probably say to your staff, hey, I'm going to talk about owning a gun. So let's get our heads around this, and let's make sure that we say, I own a Glock 19. You know what I mean? Give me a gun type. Some kind of gun she owns. But instead, she just says it, cackles out of it, and her staff has no clue what to say when they ask a simple question like, when did she get it? That should be simple. She's had it for 7 years. Well, what kind is it? That should be simple. It's an AR-15. It should not be that hard. They don't have answers because I think they're making it up as they go. So if you're in middle America and you love the Second Amendment, yet you're not in love with Trump, does this win you over that she likes the Second Amendment. She doesn't want to have a gun buyback at all. She owns a gun and wants to shoot somebody, breaking into her house. I mean, is that going to change your mind? I just think she exposes herself even more as being the phony that she clearly is. This isn't somebody who's ever, I think, told us the truth. I mean, maybe when she was a prosecutor, when she was saying things like those on death row should vote, or I'm going to mandatorily take your gun. 888-941-PAGS, joepags.com. Jim Jordan when we come back. Stay here.